Money FM 89.3, the best of Saturday mornings. Singapore Home Brew on Money FM 89.3.
Welcome back. We are in our Singapore Home Brew segment, and the recently launched Somerset Reset campaign, as it's known, is supposed to revitalize the Somerset Belt area in Orchard Road. Those of you familiar, Orchard MRT station, then you go just a little bit east and you've got Somerset. A little bit east of that is Dhoby Ghaut. So it's that kind of zone that we're talking about in Singapore. Of course, lots of shops and restaurants and shopping malls and things. And over the years, that Somerset area has been kind of struggling to find itself. It has Emerald Hill is there famously, of course. So there are restaurants and bars and things up in there. So the Somerset relaunch was launched about a month ago, and it's a 6-month engagement campaign, especially to get young people involved in shaping the future of that area. It kicks off with about 30 youth leaders working alongside SCAPE, which, as you may know, is a physical space that has shops and meeting spaces and places for sport, things like that, right in that belt area. Joining us to talk about this reset is Ethan Ong, who's the Deputy Executive Director of SCAPE, and Pragya Jha, the youth leader that is with us today. Did I get your name totally wrong?
No, you got it right. The city, Pragya.
Pragya, okay, so I got it right. All right, excellent. There you go. Pragya, we will definitely come to you in just a moment, but Ethan, maybe you can just set the table for us on the Somerset Reset, the broader picture. What's going on there? What's the hope?
Yeah. So just now you mentioned that we're trying to, get it right and all. I think we have gotten it right, but it's all about how can we reach out to a larger crowd, right? I think we get our youth, but it's the regular. We want to reach out to more. So the Somerset Reset is very much for youth to be able to own the space. Right, so in December, SCAPE becomes the precinct manager of Somerset Belt, and that's SCAPE, the youth park, and the skate park. Right, so what's happening now is we want the youth to be able to design, plan, and have their voices heard so that it's built according to what they want, rather than what SCAPE thinks, or in fact, the agency thinks that is best for the youth themselves.
This is fascinating, Ethan, because I've written about SCAPE many, many times over the years in my books and columns. I was fascinated by the whole SCAPE model, this idea that you set up a space in the heart of Orchard Road for young people. Yep. But there was always a sense, I'm speaking in the past here, of youths don't like being told what to do and where to do it. Yep. By definition, they like to find their own path, their own interest, their own, and so on. And I've hosted events at SCAPE. I did a panel discussion at SCAPE with a young man called Lawrence Wong, whatever happened to him, and that was at SCAPE. So I've been very interested, like Glenn, in the many sort of metamorphoses that SCAPE has gone through. Give us a sense of, if you can, that SCAPE journey and bring us to where we are now. Because I think it's fair to say, with the best intentions, they didn't always get it right.
Right. Well, so I think you sum it up the best way and the most succinct way. So, with the youth, right, there's no one form or, and you're right that they don't like to be told what to do. And we are also very mindful that we do not want to be deterministic, right, in this case. So that's why we have the Somerset Reset campaign. And that's exactly what we have in mind. The old SCAPE might be, us coming up with programs, ideas, and the design of the spaces. We believe that it would then benefit the youth, but we realize it's not quite that model. So this time around, it's different. We want to be able to partner the youths, get them to be involved. And in fact, if you have dropped by SCAPE recently, we're going through some form of revamp to shape it the way they want it to be. I mentioned
before we got on the line, I tried to go in yesterday, and I couldn't figure out how to get in the building because there's so much construction going on.
Exactly. But one thing I want to assure our listeners and all of our youth out there, SCAPE is still operating. It's never closed. Okay. Right? And we're just trying to reconfigure the space so that we meet the needs of the youth.
Speaking of which, Pragya, let's bring you in because you're one of the youth leaders that is kind of contributing to this new vision. First of all, where has SCAPE gone wrong in the past? Maybe if we can just give an overview of maybe how it hasn't entirely met the needs of younger people, and then where do you see is what it might do now and how it might be relevant?
Right. So I think in the beginning or like the past few years, I did used to visit SCAPE semi-regularly, much more often than a lot of other people that I know.
Right? Okay.
For what?
So I used to go there to session, which is something in dance that we do informally, like a cipher kind of situation. And the reason why I did do that over there was because there was like a lot of like nice empty spots around. But I think that's also like sort of the issue. There was just like a lot of nice empty spots around, and there it didn't feel like there was like things going on there as much unless you were doing the things. Or, you know, like I would hit the skate park sometimes, and while the skate park was really nice, occasionally, like because there was so much use, like the floor would get little cracks on it, made it harder to skate, and so people would skate there less, that sort of thing. But right now with like the attention that's being put onto the space, I think that like that might lead to more attraction and more traffic in the area.
What do you think it would be best used for? Because you have SCAPE, the old National Arts Council building with the red double-decker bus, you know, and then you've got the skate park. So it's that kind of zone right there is kind of for younger people. But where do you think it could be best used going forward? And I know that's a big question.
Yeah, it's quite.
But give us an overview. Like, where do you think how would it best be used to get younger people to come in?
So I do think, I definitely think the skate park has its own thing going on right now. Trifecta opened up next to it, and a lot of people like hit the ramps over there. So I think that side is fine.
Yeah.
I think where I see less people visiting is perhaps the youth park, which is. I understand why, like right where the double-decker bus is at. It's at the corner of the road, right, like, you know, across the street from SCAPE. It's hard to get to start with. It's hard to see if you don't know it's over there. And right now, the space has like a not makeshift, like an actual stage, but like there aren't that many performances on the regular, so I feel like many people don't know about it. Even like as we speak, when I go there to the youth park, I don't go there to like perform on stage. I just go there to use the stage for sessioning. Again, so it is like more of a third space than like a performance area, and I think that's where...
Which can be useful too, though,
Which
right?
can be, which actually is pretty useful. And I think even like moving forward, being able to use it as both a third space and like a performance venue would be the move. But right now, like people need to be able to see it as a performance venue first.
Sure.
Ethan, listening to that feedback, it is fascinating what a tightrope you have to walk.
It is.
I mean, it is hard. I mean, we can all sit there and say, there wasn't enough for youth. It's a very hard thing to navigate because listening to you were saying two things there. One, you liked it because of the empty spaces to do your thing, but you also didn't like it because of the empty spaces because there weren't enough things to do. So therefore, you wanted things to do. But as soon as you do that, I know you'll have other people saying, see, they're always telling us what to do. So what has been the feedback that you have received from youth leaders? Because I can see it being polarizing completely both ways. Give us freedom, but tell us what to do. So what have you been getting?
It is. So you're totally right in the sense that, you know, we are quite torn. Which camp do I listen to, right? But I think, and that's exactly why we have the campaign again, right? And if I may share with you a little bit more on the campaign. So the first workshop, we got them to camp overnight in SCAPE. So again, going back to the point, SCAPE is functional, it's open. So there was a 2-day, 1-night camp. And that was when there was ideation. We got youth leaders to come in, talk about what they would like to do. And workshop 2 was the exciting one. Right, it happens in March, and we got the first SCAPE metaverse. So if you go into Roadblock, you will be able to find SCAPE and the Somerset Belt. So that's how we want to be able to engage a wider group of youth as well, and how they can contribute and design. The third workshop is when they will talk to planners, architects, and the agencies to talk about the feasibility, right, and how possible it is for us to build all this stuff. So let me just share with you workshop 2. They wanted to build a basketball court, a pump track. I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, within the SCAPE space, the SCAPE park space. And they wanted fast food corners, a chill out zone, and they want everything to be sheltered because it's hot and
wet.
Yeah, and wet. So and they wanted an underground tunnel that leads to SCAPE.
Wow. Anything else? I mean, did they want cheerleaders supplying cool drinks? I mean, what else do they want?
So it was amazing. But we were all excited when we heard all this because if you were there, you could feel the energy, the interest in wanting to do stuff. And that's when we provide the platform for the youth to really, talk it out and come to a common agreement that, hey, look, this is what we want to do and all. And we want the professionals to be the one telling them, not from SCAPE's point of view, right? And just to let you know, underground is definitely a no-go because right underneath us is the Orchard MRT.
There's like so much going on underground in this town.
Exactly, yeah. So that's how we're trying to manage our youths as well.
Yeah.
So where are you at with that planning discussion? Is it finalized now or is it still ongoing?
It's ongoing,
Okay.
right? Very close to finalizing. So workshop 3 will be very much when we'll finalize the details and all.
We're talking with Ethan Ong, who's the Deputy Executive Director of SCAPE, and Pragna Jha, the recent computer science grad from NUS, background in music and dance, and really kind of helping to be one of the voices looking at what this might look like in the future. Which brings me to the question, what age range should this area be for? Because you're a recent grad, so for some people you're already old.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? Even though in this room you're way what is he, you're very young in this room. But yeah, how do you get something for a teenager or a tweenager even, 11, 12, 13, 14 versus somebody like yourself who's just graduated from uni?
So that's definitely tough. But I do think that even right now when I go to participate in my hobbies, dancing or whatever, there is like a wide range of people in there, anywhere from like 14 to I want to say some of the like older, more seasoned professionals who are like, I would say late 30s even. So at the end of the day, like as long as I think the space and the activities are geared towards the activity itself, the age range would be less of an issue because people who are interested in what they want to do will end up going there. It just so happens that it's predominantly the youth, and I think that's where the focus should be, like youth-like characteristics, activities, etc. But, as far as like attracting like a wider range of people or, people older like me, I don't think that's as much of an issue.
Yeah.
Ethan, this is where I'm going to praise you. I think it's wonderful what you guys are doing. I think it's another example how blessed we are to live in Singapore, that there is funding available and you are consulting with the youth to work on this. And the reason I'm giving you so many compliments is because I'm about to ask you the most sensitive question, which is our youth just a little bit too spoiled and you're never going to be able to satisfy all of them? Now, I know you're going to come up with a diplomatic answer, but the reason I say this is because I was listening to your underground tunnels and you find a patch of grass in England, you play football. Go to New York and they'll just find a basketball court on any patch of concrete. They'll play in a car park. Kids in Africa, South America, Australia, I can go on forever, Europe, Malaysia, Indonesia. They'll just find a field in Malaysia, they'll kick a ball around, they're happy. But we want underground tunnels, we want air conditioning, we want shelter, you can't possibly accommodate all of this. So where do you find that middle ground? We are quite privileged here, and I'll say it, we are quite spoiled as well.
Well, I would not say that our youths, they are spoiled. I'm not being diplomatic here, but I just think that they need information. Because now that they are all well educated and they have access to all the social media's information and all, they get their own judgment and, they have their own ideas really fast. And that's when we come in, right? Organization like SCAPE, comes in to really feed you with information and make informed choices. And, and that's why we're here, right? To manage the group of youths. And I believe everyone wants to be heard. Yeah.
Ethan, let's close off on specifically SCAPE. So where's it at right now? It's open. People can still go inside.
Right.
But what are they going to see there today? And what do you hope they're going to see there in 2, 3, 4 months' time?
Well, thank you so much for asking this question. I'm always excited when it comes to SCAPE. Right. So now you can go to our level 3, level 4, level 5. That's where our dance studios are. Our the groove. That's where we want to be able to share more on mental well-being and mental wellness with our youth as well. And earlier on, we do have a dance organization coming in from Korea. So there will be workshops and programs ongoing. But come July is when we're excited to share with our friends that most of our spaces would have completed the renovation. And we are looking at doing a major relaunch end of the year.
Fantastic. Final word to Pragya. What do you love most about SCAPE?
What do I like most about SCAPE? It's easy, it's central, it's sort of in the middle. Love the logo, love everything about it. I think it's convenient before anything else. It's and it's available. And I'm really appreciating all the effort that everyone's putting into making sure it's what we want.
Great, I'm going to buy you breakfast.
Thank you.
Awesome. Hey, we want to thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you so much.
And Ethan and Pragya for telling us about SCAPE and that the Somerset Belt.
Right.
And good luck in making it all come together. Come back and talk to us in 6 months' time and give us an update and see what's happening.
Thank you, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.